What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
And this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there,
waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate you.
Hey, everybody! Today, we're going to give you the heads up on a game that's coming soon to Kickstarter. And this game is going to allow you to practice the craft of pottery making.
Today, we're going to talk about Sunrise at the Studio.
Sunrise at the Studio is designed by Steve Finn, Eduardo Baroff, and Laura Bevan, and published by Floriferous Games. Now, keep in mind, this is a prototype copy of the game.
So, there will be slight changes to the final version. Let's go to the table for an overview of how this game is played.
Sunrise at the Studio is an open drafting set collection game for 1 to 4 players, where the players are creating beautiful pieces of pottery. Each player will set up their personal play area by getting one of these studio mats, and they will get 3 large tokens and 3 small tokens that match the color of their studio mat. They will get 15 of these resource cubes, and they will randomly get one of these starting projects, and they will place it to the right of their studio mat on the in progress side. So if you can see, this is in progress side, and this will be the completed side. Then each player will also get one of these reference cards. Then we will set up the community area in the middle of the table. So we will randomly select 3 studio challenge cards. There are 6 that come in the game, and we will place that out on the table. And next to that, we will place the cup of coffee card. Then we will take this deck of 30 project cards, and after giving it a good shuffle, we will place 3 out onto the table. So there will be 4 available to the players. We will take this deck of 36 advantage cards and give that a good shuffle, and then we'll place it in a face down deck next to the project cards. Then we would take this waste basket card and place it off to the side in reach of the players. Then we would take these 3-day cards. So the game's going to last 3 days. So we got day 1, day 2, day 3. So we're going to place them up there with the day 1 on top. Then we're going to take the resource cards, and we're only going to use some of these cards based on the number of players. So we're setting up for a 2-player game. So we're only going to use these cards here that got the 2-player symbol at the bottom. So the cards for 3-player and the cards for 4-player are going to be returned to the box. And then we're going to take these resource cards and give them a good shuffle, and then we're going to place them in a face down stack in the middle of the play area in reach of all players. Then we can start the game. So, like I said, Sunrise at the Studio is going to last 3 days, and each day is broken up into 3 rounds. Now, at the beginning of each day, we're going to take this deck of resource cards and give it a good shuffle, and then we're going to deal cards out to each player. Now, of course, this has already been shuffled as part of setup. So we're going to deal out 12 cards to each player in a face down pile, and they're going to place that face down deck beneath their studio mat. Now that that's done, we can start the first round. So each round is going to consist of 4 steps. We're going to select resource cards, and that's done simultaneously. We're going to work on projects. That's done simultaneously. And then we're going to complete projects, but that's done in project order. And then we're going to end the round, which is pretty much setting up for the next round. So the first step in the round, we're going to select resource cards. We're going to draw 4 cards. Each player is going to draw 4 cards from their resource deck. And once they look at their cards, they're going to choose their work style for the day. Now there are 3 different work styles, and you can see that at the bottom of your studio mat. You have efficient, measured, and wasteful. So in efficient, you will choose 3 of these resource cards and place it face down onto your studio mat, and then you will give the 4th one to the player on your left, and they're going to place it face down on their studio mat. Measured, you're going to pick 2 of these resource cards, and then you're going to take the other 2, you're going to give 1 to the player to your left and 1 to the player to your right. And in wasteful, you're going to take 1 of these, place it on your player mat, take the second one, place it, give it to the player on your right, and then you're going to discard these 2, placing them face down out onto that wastebasket card. So once you choose your work style, you're going to take one of your large tokens and you're going to cover that up. So like I said, each day is going to last 3 rounds. So you're going to only have to get to do efficient once, measured once, and wasteful once. So let's say I'm looking at what I have here. So I decide that, based on those, I'm going to work measured. So I'm going to take this one, place it face down onto my studio mat. And then I'm going to give this one to the player to the left, give this one to the player to my right. After everybody has chosen their resource cards and their work style, we will go to the next step, which will be work on our projects. So I will grab any cards that I placed there and any cards that was given to me by the other player, and I'll see if I can work on this project. So this fire kiln, I need that. So I will take this cube and place it on that area there to show that that has been satisfied. This light glaze, I need that. So I will take another cube, place it there. And these cards will go to the wastebasket. So now I have this is stone clay. Now I need earth clay for that. But this gives me 2 stone clay. So I could take the 2 cubes, 1 representing each one of those, and place it into my reserve on my studio mat. And this card will go to the wastebasket. Cool thing about it is, if you can see here, I can spend 2 cubes to make it into a wild. So I could do that. I would take 1 cube, return it to the supply, and I will take this cube and place it over there to show that this project has been completed. The third step in the round is complete your projects. So as you can see, I was able to meet the requirements of this project. So I would just remove these cubes, return them to my personal supply, and then I would take this project and place it on its completed side and place it to the right of my player board. So as you can see, this card is going to score me 2 points at the end of the game. Now, we would do that in project order. So as you see this number in the upper left-hand corner, that's a 4. Let's say the second player had this project. It has a 1 and they completed it also. So they will complete their project first before I would complete this. So they'll complete their project. And the reason that's a thing is because when people complete their project, they will receive a completion bonus, which is shown right here on everyone's studio mat. So there are 3 of those. And the first one is they can grab 2 projects that they can start working on, and they can place it to the left of their player mat. Or they can grab 1 project and 1 advantage card, which they will place. Some of these advantage cards give you an immediate effect. Some of them give you a coffee bean, which is one of the ways to get that coffee cup card up there. And then the third thing you could do is draw 3 advantage cards and choose 1 and discard the other 2. Once everyone has completed their projects, we will go into the 4th step in the round, and that is just end the round. So if we still have resource cards below our studio mat, then we will pretty much end the day and start preparing for the second day. But since we still have resource cards, we will just go into the next round and start that by drawing 4 cards. So like I said, some of the advantage cards will give you coffee beans. Some of them will give you showpieces that you can work on to earn extra points at the end of the game. But you cannot use these for the studio challenge cards. This one will give you an extra scoring opportunity. So you have each of one of these types of projects, you will score an extra 3 points. And this one will allow you to go first in project order when completing projects, and will give you a resource. When completing projects during the 3rd step of a round, if you're the first to meet the requirements of these studio challenge cards, then the player will take their little token and they will place it on this spot on the left hand side of that particular studio challenge card, and then they will score that number of points at the end of the game. And then the second player to achieve that challenge will place their token on the right hand side and score those points. Now, remember I mentioned this coffee cup. You're going to be collecting coffee beans to see who gets this coffee cup at the end of the game. Now, you'll get beans on the advantage cards, which I already showed you, but you see this project here, there's a bean here. So if you're able to complete this project and flip it over, it has a bean, so you can count that to your total at the end of the game. So like I said, the game's going to end at the end of the 3rd day. And then everybody's going to count up all their points. They're going to score the points for all their completed projects right down here. Then for every project that they have still in progress, they will lose a point. But if there are any resources on that card, on that project, they will gain 1 point per resource on that card. Then they count up their points from the studio challenge cards. They will also count up any points that they have on their advantage cards that give you in-game bonus points. And then we'll count up their beans, and whoever has the most beans will get this coffee cup, and that's going to be worth 3 points at the end of the game. And then any leftover resources, for every 2, you will get 1 point. And then once we've counted up all the points, whoever has the most points will be the winner of Sunrise at the studio. So the first thing I have to say, that this game has a very relaxing theme. I think the theme is very approachable, and I felt really relaxed after we played it.
Well, the thing that jumped out at me right away is the art.
Yeah.
The pottery looks vivid. It looks 3-dimensional. It just jumps out at you.
Yeah, I love the way they had the different designs on the plates and the cups and all that. It was really cool.
And the pieces that each artist used to represent the days, to cover up the days.
Oh, they work style?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those pieces actually look like pottery pieces. So I think that's clever.
You know, the one thing I did enjoy was the work style. Because I like that, even though this is a competitive game, we're all working simultaneously and we're helping each other out. Now, some people might not look at it like that, like, I got to give you this, you know?
Well, I kind of felt that way.
But I like that, you know, we're in a studio and we're just trying to make pottery, so we're helping each other out. I really did enjoy that little puzzle.
I could see that thematic element.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And the one thing I have to say is, after finishing this game, I wanted a cup of coffee. I mean, they did the same thing with the biscuits and herbaceous. And
Yes.
and you know, I really was like, yeah, I want some coffee now.
Yeah, I agree with you. This game is a relaxing game.
Yeah, and I think this game is not, you know, it's an approachable theme. I think it's, you know, lightweight. I think people can easily get into this game, and they just will enjoy. It's just a really relaxing game that you could get to the table.
Yes.
Now, the cool thing about this is, like we said, this game is coming to Kickstarter probably today. But the thing is, it's not coming by itself. You know, it's actually it's a part of one of 3 games. And the second game is this game. It's a solo tile placement game called Snowfall Over Mountains.
Wow.
And it's really, really, that's a relaxing game too. And pretty much what you're doing is you're taking a stroll out in the snow, from your cabin. And you're placing tiles and you're trying to score these gold cards, like looking for bear tracks or rabbit tracks or whatever. Now, the third game you're going to be excited about.
A pocket edition of Floriferous.
Now, as you know, Floriferous is one of our favorite games, and it's a game that we've taught to so many people. And to have a pocket edition, I can actually just pull it out my pocket and say, let's play this.
Yeah.
I mean, Floriferous is a beautiful game. It's a relaxing game also. It's set collection, and you're going out into the garden, you're picking flowers.
Yes. Yes. And you're making arrangements.
Yes. Oh, and getting those desire cards. That's how you score the points.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely today, go check this Kickstarter out. I think if you really like beautiful, relaxing games, check this out on Kickstarter. And like I said, it's coming out today. And that is Sunrise at the Studio. Did I say it right?
Yes. Snowfall Over Mountain.
Yes, and the pocket edition of Floriferous. So, if you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe,
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
and I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming.
We will see you next time.